Hey friends, welcome back to the bulk listing on eBay with a CSV file series. This is part 5, where we're going to build the picture URL formula. And honestly, I've re-recorded this video several times because it just comes out really complicated and boring when I explain it in great detail. And so my new idea is that I'm going to just give you the formula that you can download and modify, and I'll show you how to do that. And if for whatever reason you're burning to know the gory details of how the formula works, just ask me and I'll do a different video, or I'll just tell you, or whatever. But you don't really need to know, so I'm not going to bore you with the back end of how the code generates your pictures. So here's the deal. To review, we were working on our Excel template for listing vintage postcards, or not our template, we were filling in our template. You know, say we're listing this many, 13. We filled in the action column, category, store category, the titles, the prices. We haven't filled in picture URL. We've filled in all of these. Well, actually, I haven't extended it down, but you get the idea. The whole thing is set except for the picture URL column here. What we need to put in there is we need to point to the front and the back of each postcard for each listing. Each listing is a row in this chart here. The format that we need to use in that column there is the URL of the first picture, and then this pipe character, and then the URL of the second picture. And the pipe character you can find on your keyboard above enter or return. You hold down shift to make it happen. It's just this vertical. When we build this URL field, it's going to contain the address of where the picture is on Amazon Web Services S3, if that's where you put yours. And that was what I used in the example. If you used a different hosting service, you'll use a different URL in there. Then the file prefix, which is the thing before the number that we used to differentiate this batch of photos that we uploaded. I use the date and then an underscore. And then there's the file number, and this is pretty key, and this is why I was so insistent that you organize your photos in a really specific way. We want this to be the first one. The numbers, the file numbers are going to be 01 and 02. The second one, it's going to be 03 and 04. Third one is going to be 05 and 06. And if we go back to my actual pictures that I uploaded here, you can see the first one is 01 and 02. The second one is 03 and 04. 05, 06, 07, 08. So we need to make sure that we keep those together with the listing that they go to. And that's the point of this whole exercise, and why I'm going through how you enter your picture URLs. So, and the last part is going to be the file extension, which in my case is .jpeg. And I do recommend in general on eBay that you use JPEGs optimally with 90% compression, if you know where that option is, because that is what eBay will save it as ultimately. If you save it as something else like a .png, it will convert it as it moves the picture over to your listing, or as you upload it to your listing the conventional way, and that will take more time. So why bother? Just make a JPEG to start with. Now, you could, in your Excel file, type those things. Let's make this field nice and big so we have room for all of it. You could just type that, the whole web address and the date and the underscore and the file number and .jpeg, and then a pipe, and then type it again with the next file number. That totally works, and you can do that if you are kind of a masochist. But what I like to do is build a formula in Excel to generate those numbers for me, and it's really fast once you get it going. So let's take a look on AWS to begin with at what our file name is. So I'm on Amazon S3 where I store mine. You can go to wherever you store yours and extrapolate, but on S3 I'm gonna log in, choose the S3 service, then I'm gonna click on my bucket where I store my images, and I'm gonna enter my prefix where this batch is, and there they all are, the images we want to get into that spreadsheet. So when I click on one of them, namely number 1, I get this object overview. Call any kind of file that you upload in here an object. So the picture is the object. This is the address. If you want to know what it's all about, we have the secure HTTPS, and you do need HTTPS wherever you're hosting for this application, by the way. // and then your bucket name, and then the Amazon address of, you know, what region server thing they put it in, then / your file name, your file prefix, underscore your number, and your file extension .jpg, what we were just talking about back on that big pink screen. In Excel, we want to get this, and then a pipe, and then the same thing with O2, and in the next row we want to get the same thing with 3 and 4, etc. So to do that systematically, we're going to copy that so that we get this whole first part without having to retype it. You can click this little icon to copy it. Come back over to Excel. You can just paste it in here for now. What I'm going to do is just grab the first part all the way up to the underscore after my prefix. That's what we're going to be using. The rest we're going to generate systematically. Now, here's the magic. I'm going to give you this file. It'll be linked below. And this is my magic picture URL generator. What happens here is that using a formula up here, I make all those numbers happen. I'll show you how that works and how you would fill in your specific version. Now you'll have to fill it in this formula bar up here, and this is just typing. You don't even have to know what it means. And again, if you want to know what it means, just ask me and I'll tell you, but it's just a lot of useless information if you don't care. When you come into the picture URL generator file that I give you, you're going to see a few things. One is this column called increment, which you can ignore for the moment, a column called PicURL, and then this long string of stuff. Click on the long string of stuff. And what that's going to do is show you the formula that is generating the string of stuff. And you're going to have to come up here to the formula bar, and we're going to modify it to suit your string of stuff. So formulas start with equals, and that's in there. And then we need quotes, and then you put your web address, this part that I just copied in that other place, and you would just paste it in there. Mine is already in there. Replace what I have in there as a placeholder, leave the quotes around it, and you're good. Don't forget to put the underscore if you're using one. Then there's some code stuff that this is an Excel function, don't worry about it, and a parentheses, and A2, don't worry about. This part you're going to want to change, and I'll give you a diagram too about what to change. This is the number of digits in your file name. Now, if you've done the same thing as me and have 4 digits, then you can just leave it as it is. If you're using less than 4 digits, then you want to change the number of zeros here to reflect that. Then just leave all of this, the and the quote and the dot. Make sure that you have JPEG if it's a JPEG. If you are using a PNG or a GIF, you can change it to those. You should not be using a GIF though, because it will look terrible. Then we have the pipe character that separates our first URL from our second URL. And then we're going to do the same thing for the second one, more or less. First you have your web address, and again you can select this area and just paste it in like we had before. Leave the quote, leave the and text, which is the Excel function. Leave this A2 plus 1 business. Change your number of digits if you need to, and change your file extension if you need to, and leave it ending with a quote like this. That's the formula. Now, when you've done all that and you click return, it's going to run that formula on the cell we've clicked on, which is 2B. So we click that, and voila, here is our full web address that we need here. We have the 0001 in the first one, and the 0002 in the second one. And remember, I didn't type that, I just put in zeros, but the formula makes it happen. Watch this. We can grab the corner of this and pull it down as far as we like, and it increments them. So number 21 here is 039 and 040, which is what it should be. So you can pull this down as far as you like, well, as far as there are numbers on the side here, and I'll talk about those in a second. I've only gone up to 665. You can make these longer too if you want. So what those are, this increment column here, is what helps build the formula. These are just numbers by twos, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, blah, blah, blah. What's happening is the formula is looking at this column and saying, okay, this row, I need to start with 1 and do image 1, and then do image 1 plus 1, which is 2. And this one, it's looking at this one and saying, I need to start with image 3 and do 3 plus 1, which is 4 for the second one, and so on and so forth ad infinitum. Now, this is for my postcard listing flow, and it's assuming you're doing a front and a back for each postcard. If, in fact, you built zoom-ins for your postcards and you want to do 3 images for each postcard, you're going to just modify this so that you are incrementing by 3s instead of 2s. So you'll do 1, 4, 7, etc. And you'll just type in the first few numbers and then pull this down to populate the whole column. And then you build your formula the same way, except that you include 3 of these things. And on the third one, you're going to want to do A2 plus 2. And what that will mean is it looks over here to this column and says, okay, I need 1 for the first one, 1 plus 1 for the second one, and 1 plus 2 for the third one. And that will populate these numbers correctly for your 3 files. You can extrapolate this out to imagine doing, 5 images per listing or whatever. But as you can see, it's most handy if you're doing the same number of listings per image, or else you have to get involved with manually changing the formula in different places, which you don't really want to do. I mean, say you're, doing a spreadsheet where you list 10 things that have 2 pictures and 10 things that have 3 pictures. Okay, fine. You could manually do that. That's fine. But once it gets more complicated, it's going to be easier to just build a different spreadsheet for each one. So in order to get these into our real spreadsheet we're going to use, you're going to just grab as many as you need. I think in ours we have 13 rows, so we'll go to 13 here. You can also double check when you're doing this that the last numbers that you're grabbing, 23 and 24, are in fact the highest numbers of the images you uploaded. Select those and then hit copy, or go up here to copy. Make sure you have the little dancing ants dancing around it, and then go over to your real spreadsheet, click in the first empty cell where we want pictures 1 and 2 to populate, and you're going to actually go to paste special up here, or you can right click and get that option and choose values. Now when we click, it's going to paste it with the formula intact. So, oh, I grabbed one too few, but you know what I mean. So here we have it. We have 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. Exactly what we wanted. If we expand this, we can see that the second ones, we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Pasting it with the values turned on means it's retaining the result of the formula. So we want that. Now my document is all done. I'll make sure these are all populated fully. And my zip code is starting with a 0 like it should be. All my rows are filled out. I'll double check that this in fact is this description, and if it's not, I'll have to go back and troubleshoot, and I usually will start in the middle and say, is this one, and if so, then I'll check in the middle there, is this one, until I pinpoint what it is, as it were, you know. Or if I check this one and it's wrong, then I'll start at the beginning. Is this one right? Is this one right? Until I find where they get off alignment. And it's usually just a matter of, you know, maybe you forgot to list one postcard and you need to insert a listing in here. So that's a common troubleshooting thing. Anyway, so you now have your spreadsheet all populated. You want to save it, and CSV files don't support multiple sheets in a workbook. So if you do have another sheet because you pasted all this junk in here, you want to delete that. I'm just right clicking and hitting delete. Yes. And then we go up here to save as. And we choose where we want to save it, and we choose comma separated values, give it a descriptive name, postcards, and then hit save. And that is the file we're going to upload in the next lesson. Hope this was helpful. Stay tuned. Thank you, and take care.